A boy was born in Gary, Indiana on August 29, 1958. His name was Michael Jackson. He was one of 9 children in a small house. Music filled their home. His father, Joseph, saw talent in his sons. He formed a group with them. They called themselves the Jackson 5. Joseph was very strict. He pushed them to practice day and night. They learned to sing in perfect harmony. They learned to dance with precision. Michael was the youngest member, but his talent shone the brightest. He had a voice that touched the soul. He had a presence that you could not ignore. The Jackson 5 worked very hard. They performed in local clubs and talent shows. Their reputation grew quickly. Soon, they caught the attention of Motown Records. This was a huge step for the young group from Indiana. Their first single, I Want You Back. It went to number 1 in 1969. More hits followed. ABC, The Love You Save, I'll Be There. Young Michael was the star. He danced with the energy of a seasoned professional. The world fell in love with the little boy with the big voice. On stage, Michael Jackson was electric. He moved with a natural rhythm and grace. His energy was infectious. Offstage, he was known to be shy and quiet. He spent his childhood working. He missed out on normal things kids do. This life would shape the man he was to become. The pressures of fame started early. The journey from a small house in Gary to global stages was swift. The Jackson 5 became a household name. They had their own television cartoon. He studied the greats and became a student of his craft. As Michael Jackson grew into a young man, his artistic vision expanded. He wanted to create his own sound. In 1979, he released the album Off the Wall. It was a massive success. The album blended disco, pop, and soul music. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You. They showed his growth as a songwriter and a vocalist. He won his first solo Grammy Award for this work. Then came 1982. Michael released his 6th studio album, Thriller. It was a cultural event. It broke records that still stand today. Thriller became the best-selling album of all time. It produced 7 top 10 singles. The music fused pop, rock, and funk. He collaborated with Paul McCartney. He collaborated with Eddie Van Halen. The album appealed to people of all ages and backgrounds. It shattered racial barriers on the radio. It shattered racial barriers on television. Michael Jackson was now the undisputed king of pop. The music videos for Thriller were revolutionary. They were short films, not just promo clips. The video for Billie Jean was a cinematic masterpiece. It showcased his signature dance moves. Then came the 14-minute Thriller epic, a horror-themed mini-movie that captivated the world. It set a new standard for music videos. MTV played his videos in heavy rotation. That exposure propelled him to unheard-of fame. Motown 25, 1983. He performed Billie Jean. He debuted the moonwalk. He seemed to glide backward effortlessly. The audience erupted. He wore a single sparkling white glove. He wore a black sequined jacket. He wore high-water pants. This look became iconic. His stage shows were elaborate productions featuring pyrotechnics, complex choreography, and stunning visuals. He was the ultimate showman, a master of spectacle. As Michael Jackson's fame reached stratospheric heights, his appearance began to change. This became a subject of intense public fascination and speculation. The most noticeable change was to his nose. He admitted to having a couple of rhinoplasty surgeries. The first was after he broke his nose during a complex dance rehearsal in 1979. He said further surgeries were needed to correct breathing problems. Over the years, his nose appeared to become more sculpted. Late 70s to late 90s, the changes were evident. This transformation was documented everywhere, fueling endless commentary. Another significant change was the lightening of his skin tone. In the 1980s, his skin started to become paler. This led to widespread rumors and accusations that he was trying to change his race. Eventually, in a highly watched interview in 1993, he addressed the issue directly. He explained that he suffered from a skin disorder called vitiligo. This condition causes patches of skin to lose their pigment. He said he used makeup to even out his skin tone for public appearances. The vitiligo diagnosis was later confirmed in his autopsy report. It can be emotionally distressing for those who have it. For a public figure constantly under the microscope, it must have been incredibly difficult. His increasingly elaborate style of dress created an image both fascinating and enigmatic. He often wore masks and sunglasses in public, adding to the mystery. His look was a key part of his artistic expression, but also a source of controversy. These transformations became intertwined with his public persona. He seemed to be constantly reinventing himself in his music and his image. Some saw genius, others saw personal struggle and pressure. His face was one of the most famous in the world, analyzed by millions. This intense scrutiny was a heavy burden to bear. The man in the mirror was a complex figure, and his changing reflection was a story in itself. Life at the top came with immense pressure. As the king of pop, Michael Jackson lived a life unlike any other. He built a fantasy land called Neverland Ranch in California. It had an amusement park. It had a movie theater. It had a zoo. He said he created it because he missed out on a normal childhood. It was a place to escape and to entertain children, often those who were sick or from disadvantaged backgrounds. While his intentions seemed pure to many, his lifestyle began to raise questions and attract suspicion. In 1993, he was publicly accused of child molestation. The case became a global media frenzy. The case was settled out of court. No criminal charges were filed then. But the damage to his reputation was severe. A decade later, more charges followed. A long, highly publicized criminal trial began in 2005. The jury found him not guilty on all charges. He was free, but visibly drained and shaken. After the trial, he retreated from public life. He left Neverland and spent time living abroad. In places like Bahrain and Ireland, he became more reclusive than ever, legally acquitted but publicly damaged. The weight of the crown was glory and hardship combined. In his final years, Michael Jackson was planning a major comeback. He announced a series of 50 concerts in London called This Is It. Tickets sold out within hours. He began intense rehearsals, pushing himself to peak condition. He was singing and dancing with the passion and precision that made him a legend. Tragically, the world would never see those final shows. On June 25, 2009, just weeks before the tour began, Michael Jackson died at his home in Los Angeles. The cause of death was an overdose of a powerful anesthetic he used to help him sleep. He was 50. The world mourned, but his music echoed on forever.